Hey everybody, this is Truth Force from the Information War over on steemit.com/@informationwar, reporting on some of the craziness that Shaun King is spewing in his now deleted tweets, which were luckily archived today by a few people. So I'm going to go over some of the stuff you guys probably have missed. Shaun King has been praising the Antifa terrorist who tried to firebomb an ICE facility as the first martyr attempting to liberate imprisoned refugees from a for-profit detention center in Tacoma, Washington. He talks about how he had a hero who was a white abolitionist who led the raid on Harper's Ferry. Shaun King is saying that Willem, or whatever the fuck this guy's maggot food's name is, wasn't crazy. Inaction is. Shaun King has deleted all these tweets now, obviously, because he's inciting violence. He's trying to say that this guy wrote a beautiful, painful, devastating letter, which is like his manifesto, and it was just like a bunch of nonsense talking about how he's like depressed or something, and he justified it, and he's justifying throwing away his life by firebombing something, trying to inspire people. A bunch of Antifa are obviously cheering him on. I'll get into some of the other things with that, showing you how they're all praising him. Nick Monroe did a good job of archiving a bunch of this stuff. All the Antifa are like coming out and praising him and support. We'll get to that in a second. Shaun King also goes on to say this is where Willem was murdered this weekend, not, where he was killed committing a terrorist act. Where he was murdered, which implies that he was unjustly and illegally killed. That's what murder means. He said his actions will be called terrorism while people call him crazy, but neither are true. His mind was very clear. He is now arm in arm with John Brown. These camps must be shut down. Shaun King is literally saying that it is clear-minded for you to try and throw Molotov cocktails at propane tanks that are attached to a detention center in order to blow things up. Now, keep in mind, these tanks probably would blow up in a pretty big area and set a lot of stuff on fire, and or there might be other gas lines underneath them that are connected to the building, so it probably would have killed all of the refugees in there had he succeeded in doing this. Willem obviously was really stupid and not clear-minded, because throwing a Molotov cocktail at a propane tank is not going to blow it up. Why would that blow it up? Think about it. They make propane tanks with thick metal for a reason, so that if it accidentally has like a cigarette around it or if there's a fire going on, it's not going to immediately blow up. It's going to take a very long time and probably multiple Molotov cocktails to blow up a propane tank. So no, he's not clear-minded. He's not heroic. He's stupid. Okay? To blow up a propane tank, it's not like it is in the movies. So he thinks he could just like throw some fire on it and it's going to explode. So that just shows how stupid you are. That's not how that works. There's obviously safety mechanisms in place, and it's thick metal so that, fire isn't going to cause it to blow up, because the metal's so thick that the fire's not going to burn through the metal. And obviously fire doesn't burn through thick metal anyway. And blowing up a propane tank also isn't going to blow up concrete, which these facilities are made out of. So this guy's stupid. Very, very stupid. Have some of the damage here where he was throwing Molotov cocktails. I don't know why he was trying to use that. He was very stupid, and he tried to set some cars on fire. So there was some cars there that he tried to hit, and that's what the scene looks like afterwards. All these Antifa scumbags who love terrorism are saying he was murdered. We love you. Rest in peace, blah, blah, blah. Here's a bunch of the Antifa people who think that there's like concentration camps going on. They're so stupid and misled. They have no idea. Here's some of the damage to one of the buildings. Try to light a building on fire too. This building's made out of metal, so probably most of the inside is as well. So there's probably not too much that's even flammable in there. So he did try to... He ignited a car. He tried to light a building on fire and tried to get a propane tank on fire. He could have killed people in this detention center, the very refugees he's trying to quote unquote save by throwing Molotov cocktails through there, because you don't know what window has a refugee behind it, what one has an ICE officer behind it. So, yeah, and these people are trying to say the attack was on a parking lot, not the prison, which it doesn't really exactly matter. You're still attacking something. So, and if you're attacking a parking lot, that's actually pretty funny that you're so stupid that you're attacking the wrong thing. So, if this guy's saying that context is key, if this guy's attacking a parking lot with Molotov cocktails, then I don't even know what you're doing. Are you like AOC crying in an empty parking lot? Who knows? This guy's probably shilling, so we'll see. But Nick Monroe did a really good job of chronicling all the stuff. There's Antifa saying we find his actions inspiring. These vehicles being destroyed is only the start of what's needed, blah, blah, blah. The Northwest Detention Center needs to be burned to the ground. We're going to set the inmates free. A bunch of random trans crazy people are now making logos. They're anti-ICE action instead of Antifa action. They're setting ICE vehicles on fire, saying he was a hero. He's a hero. Shaun King saying he's a hero, promoting it. These guys, he's a hero. Rest in power. Concentration camp was rest in power to Will, who was killed attacking a concentration camp. His bravery inspires us all. I'll leave this here. He was murdered for police for setting concentration camp buses on fire. I mean, these guys are all very brainwashed. AOC talks about how these are quote-unquote concentration camps. And a lot of these people are saying, by any means necessary, it's dehumanizing. People are dying. They're brutalized. This is not hyperbole. It is the conclusion of expert analysis that these are concentration camps. No, they're not concentration camps. People are not hopping over the border so that they can be... People are not fleeing from their war, from like a war-torn neighborhood, or I should say gang violence. It's mostly gang violence for South America. There's no actual wars, but for people who are fleeing, they're not coming here because of gang violence usually. It's just they're getting smuggled across because they want to get free welfare, and they show up with their iPhone and everything already in their own laptop, and they look like they just came out of a Prada store. So, I mean, they're not coming here for, the right reasons. And we are too stupid to continually feed it says don't feed the bears when you go to the park, because bears will become dependent on humans to feed them. And what do? We keep feeding the bears. We keep bringing in more bears and feeding them. So, let me take a breath there. All these people are saying rest in power, rest in power. They had something trending on there. They're saying fascists will see him as a terrorist, blah, blah, blah. Only fascists say he's a terrorist. There's just all this nutty left-wing people. I mean, look at all these. I mean, there's literally more than hundreds of them tweeting all this nonsense. They're like Marxist, Leninist, trans women, which they don't even realize that under Marx and Lenin, they killed like undesirables and gypsies and gays. People saying rest in power. Some guy with a Yoshi avatar saying that. Idiot. They're trying to dox people that are like coming out against Willem. There's people who are actively advocating for even more acts of revolution. There is people worshiping the ground that he walks on. I mean, wow, Nick Monroe, a.k.a. News at News Shoot. He used to be at Nick Monroe, I think it was. But Nick Monroe, he changed it. And then there's a 10-minute video of this freaking idiot. I was just watching over on Sargon's channel. This guy on YouTube, who you should go report, is praising Willem and saying that people need to do more, and this guy's like a pseudo-intellectual and he talks very slowly. I can talk exactly like that, but I'm not going to mislead people into being violent. Self-defense is okay. Self-defense is moral. Attacking others like these people are doing is not. And like I remember people... This guy says, I remember the media freaking out over a nut bringing a gun to a pizza shop. Why are they silent when there's a terrorist attack with firebombs? Exactly. And, of course, the subreddits on Reddit are all advocating violence and praising it. remember him. He was a hero. He was a martyr. Blah blah blah. And the anarchy subreddit, Chapo Trap House, anarchism, of course. It's all the cancerous things that advocate left-wing extremism. These people saying this guy ruled. Wow, Nick, you really outdone yourself this time. Holy shit, how much stuff do you have, dude? At some point, you should really just make a bunch of blog posts, Nick. You'd probably get more views. But, yeah, so the end of this is basically Shaun King deleted it. And then we have some stuff over here on this website. It's archived, so if you guys want to see the archive, you can grab that. I did that. We are the fire that will melt ice. Rest in power. This is the Olympia, Washington Antifa weirdo brigade or something, holding up signs saying rest in power, stop incarcerations, stop deportation and incarceration, fire to the prisons. So these are people who are trying to set fire to prisons to gain more allies because they don't have allies. It's really just a few dozen of them masquerading and trying to be cool. And they're just LARPing. They have no lives, and they have nothing going on that's good in their life. So, yeah, like 30 anarchists gathered at a place. Yeah, you know what? 30, that's all they have. You know, when shit like this happens, you're only going to get like a few dozen people who are crazy to come out and do some stupid shit. And it's the same with everything else. You know, if a Proud Boy tried to do this, he'd have some Proud Boys who come out and support him, and then everybody would hate him. That's just how it goes. I mean, if you're a terrorist, then you're a terrorist. Not saying that the Proud Boys or these people are all terrorists. Some of them are committing terroristic acts and encouraging terrorism. There's an important distinction. People who are actual anarchists don't want government and want open borders and want people to be able to barter with each other and not to have rulers over them. That's what anarchism is supposed to be, and what these people are turning it into is a bunch of like black-clad communists. So they're just communists. They have no idea what anarchism is. Anarchism is like totally the opposite of what they're doing. They're trying to force their will upon people and make the rules, and anarchism is about having no rulers and not having rulers force rules upon you. These people are really stupid. So, alright guys, but if you like this video, make sure you go report Shaun King on Twitter. Send them this archive link if you have to report on Twitter. So that's right there for you so you guys can see it. It's archive.fo/ and blah blah blah, all that stuff up there. And he deleted this earlier because I'm sure he's getting reported for it, saying that this guy's a hero. Shaun King should be banned from Twitter because he's a fucking idiot, and he's trying to cause people to get killed with his talk, and that's actually illegal in many states and in many countries for you to advocate violence and say that things need to be liberated by any means necessary. That's a direct call to action, saying, you know, a direct call to action would be these detention centers need to be liberated by any means necessary, and you're a martyr if you do it, and everybody loves you. And that's basically what he's saying here. And he's saying it's not terrorism and it's the right thing to do. So that's advocating violence, and you're giving them a specific thing to do and telling them what to do. It's like no better than a cult leader telling their cult followers to go out and do something, and it doesn't have to be like go and to this exact address and do something. It's the call to violence, and if someone is one of your followers and they do it, then you're gonna go to jail too. That's how it works. You're inspiring others to kill people. So make sure you guys sign up to Steemit. It's steemit.com. Check us out. We're the information war on there. We have a group where we upvote posts. So if you guys want to post political stuff, we're mainly like right-wing libertarians, centrists, right-wing centrists. There's probably a few left-wing moderates and whatnot in there, but we post a lot of content. We like exposing all the corruption that's going on. We're for smaller government, free speech, you know, anti-censorship, anti-Google, anti-big tech, stuff like that. So come on, check us out over there. If you guys want to make some blog posts and videos, you can make money in cryptocurrency on there when we give you upvotes. And we got a bunch of us have a big group of a few hundred of us that upvote stuff, so you'll get, a few bucks here and there. Some people can get even more, depending on how many upvotes you get. All right, guys. This is Truth Force signing off. I'll see you later.